Good morning everybody and welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the week ending 16th of December 2023. Rishi tried to heal divisions with his Rwanda mission, but there's much opposition. During the inquisition of the COVID Commission, the PM's submissions included Eat Out to Help Out and its effect on viral transmission. Lineker shows no contrition for signing a petition and displays derision towards some politicians. Putin puts on a grim exhibition on television with his warped world vision and shows no change in his position regarding the Ukraine's war of attrition. Harry gets the decision. These days, when we turn the radio or telly on, there's always news of a right-wing rebellion. On Tuesday in the Commons, it came to a head when the Safety of Rwanda bill was read. It took Rishi's posh breakfast and lots of pleading to get the legislation through its second reading. Whether by marmalade or jam, or just jammily, the PM managed to mollify the five families. That's the name now given to the Tory splinter groups that are making Sunak jump through so many hoops. With more splinters than the Aintree fences, the Tories in the end came to their senses. The rebels abstained and Rishi's bill to stop the boats sailed through quite smoothly by 44 votes. But this was more about Tory self-preservation than Rishi's amazing powers of persuasion. He may have escaped the blushes and a fall on his arse with the bill for now kicked into the long grass, but much more must be done for it to be passed, and a general election is coming down the track fast. But putting the Tory shenanigans aside, the bill has opponents far and wide. One is Gary Lineker, who's never far away when it comes to kicking our government of the day. His views on the Rwanda plan were clearly unearthed as he once again gave his 10 penneth worth. No surprise that he disagrees with the government's view, but the debate was whether he has the right to spew. The BBC needed some guideline technology to decide if Gary should make an apology. Whether or not he talks balls, did his balls cross the line with the criticism and insults that he opined? And then there's the online petition he signed. The BBC may ask VAR if that's also fine. Or whether Auntie has been undermined, and if so, does the corporation have the spine to take him off air or censor him online, remembering how badly things ended last time? The political noise sometimes drowns out the sound of the human pain and suffering on the ground, and on Wednesday that reality was brought home when one of the migrants on the Bibi Stockholm died on the barge that seems very overcrowded. It was a tragic suicide, though details are clouded. At the COVID inquiry, Rishi was in the spotlight to give his views on what went wrong and went right. In the corridors of power during the pandemic, which errors were personal and which were systemic. And Hugo Keith KC specifically asked about Rishi's plan for the country to eat out to help out. As Chancellor in 2020, he'd made the offer to subsidise restaurant bills to help everyone's coffers. The scientists say the scheme caused a new viral wave, but Rishi claimed that many businesses were saved. And at the time, after being in lockdown for so long, a return to some kind of normal wasn't wrong. Nigel Farage is, without doubt, Mr. Marmite, and many wanted it to be a one-way flight when he went to Oz for I'm a Celebrity for 2 weeks of purgatory and celibacy. For a reported 1.5 million grand, ITV had lured the political firebrand. And what did Nige receive in return, apart from the huge paycheck that he earned? He got 2 weeks of haranguing, hunger and heckling, as the marquee guest of Anthony and Declan. But if you ask where he finished, he'd be proud to tell you in third place behind Sam Thompson and Tony Bellew. For 2 weeks in the desert, the world had gathered to discuss the existential climate hazard. But as COP28 prepared to say goodbye to Dubai, deniers were ticked off for continuing to deny, and another year was ticked off towards do or die, while climate scientists gave out a fatalistic sigh. Then, right at the death, agreement was found. Team Earth located essential common ground. Nearly a whole day beyond the 12-day schedule, there was consensus to begin the end of fossil fuel. Macabre, bizarre, surreal, grotesque, words that describe Putin's Friday press conference best. It would have been funny if it wasn't such a chiller, the normalization of a genocidal killer. Everyone could see through his attempts at transparency, a demonstration of democracy, apparently. Western media were invited but generally ignored. For 4 hours they sat there and ended up bored. By choosing which questions to take in this freak show, Putin told us nothing that we didn't already know. In fact, the main message we got that we can't forget: the special military operation ain't done yet. Meanwhile, Zelensky travelled round the world but didn't get far in getting Republicans to leave the door ajar. Congress seemed to be shutting and bolting the door. US aid is running out and there ain't no more. Terrible for Ukraine, bogged down in the war, giving Russia time to get arms and morale restored. Better news came from the EU on Friday though. For Ukraine's accession, it's all systems go. And finally, on Friday, Prince Harry got his way, and the Mirror Group had 150 grand to pay. They had hacked Harry's phone to get the goss when Piers Morgan was their newsroom boss. The TV presenter is now extremely cross.